Hey, I'm Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
What, one or two practices maybe for you before you get out and get a game? What was it like to be back with your Mercury teammates out there today?
It felt great. It felt great to be back with Mercury teammates. Just back in front of the fans in the new arena, seeing everything finally. The arena is beautiful. But it was good. It feels good to have the Mercury jersey back on again as well. So I felt great. I mean, I just got done playing overseas, so I still had my game win, so I don't really feel tired at all. But excited though.
Yeah, I didn't think you had been able to get over here in time. So just kind of being able to play in the new facilities, see everything kind of upgraded, I imagine must have been pretty exciting as part of the whole day for you here.
Yeah, it was amazing. Just to be able to play here, see everything, all the hard work everybody put in into this arena, and it's definitely was well done.
All right, next up we have Jeff Metcalf of the Arizona Republic, followed by Danny Thompson.
It's so hard to evaluate a preseason game. Is there anything that you take away from this that, you guys can build on going forward?
There were some stretches there where we didn't really move the ball well, and I think that was something that we got to take into consideration moving into next games. This league's too good for us to have the ball and not be kind of stagnant. So just moving the ball and just remembering all the plays so we're not choppy.
What about Danny Thompson? Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I was just going to say too, it's the first time you've seen Kia Nurse out there, and you're still missing some people. But what did you think of the addition of Kia out there?
Oh, I mean, when I heard that we got her, I was excited. Shooter and just hard to the basket. So I was very happy. There was a couple times where I just stopped, set the screen. She shot it over me. I was just like perfect. Her getting to the basket. She found me a couple times. She drew the defenders, threw it to me. So just keep building on that chemistry. I think that's going to be a great addition.
We have time for two final questions here. Next up, we have Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion, followed by Alex Simon.
BG, Danny Thompson with 3-point conversion. Great to see you as always. When you left last season, Brianna Turner had turned the corner defensively, and now you're on the floor with her again right now. What you saw her in last season and knowing what you have to the table, how good is this team going to be defensively, and how much easier will it be for players like Kia, Skya, Diana, and Bria Hartley when she gets back to be able to play passing lanes with both of you being so dynamic on the interior defensively?
Yeah, Bria stepped up big time last year. And even overseas, I played against her overseas in Russian League this year, and I mean, you just see the growth. You see it like that light coming on and her being more comfortable. She was a hell of a defender. And I mean, going up against her overseas, I felt it even more, and I'm glad that she's right next to me, right beside me, and it definitely helps out. For our guards to be able to take a chance and know that we got their backs, down low.
And do you feel like this team now with Kia and when Bria comes back, this might be the most talented team that you've played with in a long time in Phoenix?
Yeah, definitely. I think the talent that we have on this team is definitely up there with the talent that we've had in the past. So I definitely think we can be up there and get it done.
My final question comes from Alex Simon with the next.
Yeah, just a super quick one to finish, Brittney. You guys face them again Monday. Kind of how valuable do you kind of see it to know, hey, we just placed them today. We can find our kinks and work them out against them in the preseason, having them a second time right here?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just having it like boom, boom like this, back to back, we can work out some kinks, see some different things that we definitely want to do later on in the season when we see them again. And, it was a close game in the beginning. And then, they kind of took away a little bit, but that's also when we got, definitely more stagnant. We put them on the line a little too much, I feel like. We got to get our hands off the cookie jar, as they say sometimes.
All right, thanks for the time, BG.
Thank y'all.
Tell us a little bit how your first game felt, being here with your new teammates and whatnot. And if you put your analyst hat on, how would you analyze what you saw out there today?
Obviously, I'm really excited to have been able to get a game under our belt, and I was really pumped to be out there in front of the X Factor for the first time on this side of the court where they're cheering for me, and so that was really exciting. And obviously, we're continuing to find our rhythm together, continuing to learn how to play with one another and learn tendencies and whatnot. And so, if my analyst hat was on, this is a preseason game, right? And we're still working through a lot of kinks, and this is our first kind of test as to you are in one place and the practice facility against, your own teammates who know the plays and whatnot. And then when you finally play someone else on the other side, that's a little bit of a test where you can learn of things to get better at, things that you do really well, and then other things that you go back to the drawing board on and talk a little bit more, focus a little bit more on. So as of tonight, obviously, we've got things to work on. I think we know that. We'll probably go back into film, and the coaches will put us in great situations to learn it in practice. But it's great to have a game under your belt.
Next up, we have Alex Simon with the next, followed by Danny Thompson.
Ikea, a lot of what the offensive rhythm seems to be a lot of kind of pace and space and move as you go. It seemed like you blended in pretty well to that right away. Is that kind of how you felt, after being here for a few weeks, but getting a game in, that you blended in pretty well with kind of a rhythmic based offense that way?
Well, I hope so. And if you're saying that, then it probably did look pretty good. And so that makes me feel good about what's happening. Obviously, I think with basketball, there's a couple different ways that it can go. Your experience plays a role in that. For me, playing with the Canadian national team when I was, 16 years old, the offense that we ran there was kind of Princeton based. So it was a lot of where the ball goes in terms of that's the next action that you get into. Similar thing happens here, where we have plays and we have actions that we want to get through, but as soon as something happens and whatever happens within that action, we then just play. And when you have really good players on your team like Taurasi and Brittney, Griner, Skylar, Diggins-Smith, you have to be able to play off them and play around them. And so for me, I've grown up in systems that allow me to kind of move and read and react. And I try to use that here in terms of what do I know they're really good at? How can I react to where they are and then get open if they need me?
And to get to play with Brianna and Brittney after not many practices with them, how did it, what was it like being next to them and kind of feeling out how they're going to be, especially maybe on the defensive end in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest impact that I feel right away is defensively. It just gives me as a defender typically on the ball. And today I was more in the point guard defender on the point guard. And so having anchors like BG and Turner behind us, that makes me feel more comfortable to get up and get around those screens and maybe take a little bit more risks and chances to put more pressure on the offensive player. And so I'm excited to play with them. I think they're great defensive players. I think on the offensive end, they do exactly what you need and continue to be great there as well. And so I feel very comfortable being able to get on the court with them.
All right, our final question is going to come from Danny Thompson with a 3-point conversion.
Danny Thompson with a 3-point conversion. Great to see you as always. Did today feel a little bit different? Last year you were getting ready to play a game in the bubble, and now you're not only just getting ready for a new season, but playing in a brand new building. Did you have butterflies or nervousness going into tonight's game? And if so, what were you feeling?
I think I was just excited really more than anything. I obviously didn't go overseas this season. So this was my first real basketball game in quite some time since the bubble season ended. And so I was really excited to get out there. I think if the butterflies or anything, they were probably just a little bit anxious to get it going. And so once he finally stepped on the court and kind of just got in the flow of things, my lungs were better than I expected them to be. So that's always a great thing as well. You can train as hard as you want, but getting into game shape is just an absolutely different animal. And so I just felt really good out there. I was excited to be out there with the new team and learn about each other a little bit more, knowing that we're getting closer to the start of the season.